Welcome back, guys. In this particular video, we are going to be talking about our cubic equation remainder theorem. Whenever we have this type of question, the general form in which the question will have will be the highest power of 3. You know, we've talked about the highest power of 2, right? That is quadratic, and we've also talked about the biquadratic. So in this particular question, we are going to be talking about the highest power of 3. How can we approach this type of question? Guys, we have various methods in approaching this type of highest power of 3 questions. The first method can be the calculator method. Another method is actually the trial and error method. While the third method is also known as trial and error with division of polynomial. So, but for the aim of this tutorial, we are going to be talking about the trial and error method with division method. So, how are you going to do? Don't forget that I told you that whenever you have an equation, before you can know the number of values you are going to get for the value of x, it depends on the highest power. If the highest power is 3, this simply means you are going to get 3 value for x. So we should get 3 value for x since the highest power is 3. So how are you going to start with this? Let's go, guys. So in this type of question, the first step is known as this trial and error method. So we are going to be using the trial and error method to know the first factor of this equation. So that trial and error method is going to make us to reduce this highest power of 3 to highest power of 2, which we can then solve easily by the use of what? Quadratic equation. So how are we going to be using the trial and error method? Step 1. By using trial and error method from plus or minus 1. So that trial and error method is that we are going to start from plus or minus 1. So we want to know if plus 1 or minus 1 will be the first root or the first factor of this equation. So how are we going to do that? How are you going to know that? So we are going to firstly substitute plus 1 into this expression. If it gives us 0, that simply means that plus 1 is what? Is among the factor, is the first factor of this equation. But if it does not give us 0, that simply means that it is not among the factor. So we are going to use another one. We are going to do minus 1. We are going to substitute minus 1. If after substituting minus 1, it gives us this 0, then that simply means that minus 1 is among the factor. But if it does not give us 0, that simply means that minus 1 is not among the factor. Then we are going to move on to the next one, which will be plus or minus 2. So before we reach plus or minus 5, we are going to get the first factor. So let's start with plus or minus 1, guys. For plus 1. So this plus 1, I'm going to substitute here. And I'm going to have 1 raised to power 3 plus 5 times 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 24. So guys, what is 1 raised to power 3? That is 1. What is 1 squared? That is 1. So what is 1 plus 5? That is 6. 6 minus 2, that is 4. 4 minus 24, that is what? Minus 20. So this equals to minus 20. So since after I substituted 1 into this expression, I did not get 0, that is here. That simply means that plus 1 is not a factor. That simply means that plus 1 is not a factor, guys. So I will go for plus 2, for minus 1. So I firstly do plus 1 minus 1. I will go for minus 1. Let me use colon. So for minus 1, I'm going to substitute minus 1 into this expression. Now let's go, guys. Minus 1 all raised to power 3 plus 5 minus 1 squared minus 2 minus 1 minus 24. So guys, what is minus 1 raised to power 3? That is minus 1. What is minus 1 squared? That is plus 1. So this simply means that this will be minus 1 plus 5 plus 2. So what is minus 1 plus 5? That is plus 4. What is plus 4 plus 2? That is what? Plus 6. Now what is plus 6? Minus 24. So that will be what? Minus plus 6, right? Minus 24, that is minus 18. So guys, since after we substitute minus 1 into this expression, we didn't get this 0. We will also say that minus 1 is not a factor. So guys, we will still use the trial and error method again before we get our first factor. Let's use the trial and error method. Now let's go for plus 2 and minus 2. So for plus 2, let me certain plus 2 here. The sorting will be 2 raised to power 3 plus 5, 2 squared minus 2 minus 24. So let me add everything together. Guys, what is 2 raised to power 3? That is 8. What is 2 squared? That is 4. What is 5 times 4? That is 20. So what is 8 plus 20? That is 28. Now, what is minus 2 times 2? That is minus 4. So this simply means this will be 28 minus 4. What is 28 minus 4? That is 24. So what is 24 minus 24? That is what? 0. So you will now see that after I substituted plus 2 into this expression, I got 0 that is here. So we then say that plus 2 is a factor. Hence, the first factor of x raised to power 3 plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 is x equals 2. That is to say, x minus 2. So, you know, the first value for x that gives us what is here is 2. That is plus 2. So, that is why x is equals to 2. So, therefore, if I bring this 2 to the other side, then x minus 2. So, this is the factor. So, that is step 2. So, guys, after we've gotten the first factor, we will now use that first factor to reduce this expression to a quadratic equation, which we can then solve easily. So, step 2, divide the equation x raised to power 3 plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 by x minus 2. So guys, this is the next step we are going to do. We are going to divide this expression by x minus 2 to reduce this equation to a quadratic equation. So guys, we are going to be using the idea of polynomial that we've explained in our previous video to divide this. So guys, let's start. So we are going to remove this x from the first value here. If you remove x from x raised to power 3, it's going to remain x raised to power 2. So what remains? Put it here, x raised to power 2. Then use this x raised to power 2 to multiply everything here. What is x raised to power 2 times x? That is x raised to power 3. What is x raised to power 2 times minus 2? Minus 2x squared. So minus this, we are going to subtract this from this, we will get 0. So plus this minus times plus, minus times minus will be minus. Sorry, minus times minus is plus. So this is now be 5x squared plus 2x squared. So that will give us plus 7x squared. So plus 7x squared, then we are going to bring, you know, we can just say plus 0 plus 0. So this value will be brought down, minus 2x minus 24. So we can then delete this. So we are left with this. So the next we are now going to do is that we are going to repeat this process. The first value of x here, we are going to remove it from this 7x squared. If I remove x from 7x squared, what remains? That is 7x plus 7x. So I'm going to use this plus 7x to multiply everything. And what is 7x times x? That is plus 7x squared. Then what is 7x times minus 2? Minus 14. Then plus 0. So I will also minus. I will minus this from this. That is 0. So I will come here, minus. You know this minus times minus returns to plus. That will now be minus 2 plus 14. That will be plus 12x. Then bring this minus 24 down. Minus 24. I'm going to repeat the same process. You know I'm going to repeat the process till I don't have x again. So I'm going to remove x from this 12x. So it's going to remove what? Plus 12. Because if I remove x from 12x, it remains 12. So 12 times x, that is plus 12x. 12 times minus 2, minus 24. Then I'm going to minus. So this will give me 0. This will also give me 0. So therefore, the equation x raised to power 3 plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 has been reduced to x minus 2 x squared plus 7x plus 12. So I'm going to write out the quotient that remains here. You see that this quotient has now been in the form of what? Quadratic equation. Do you get that? Hence, solve x squared plus 7x plus 12 quadratically. Quadratically. So guys, if I should solve this quadratically, my x1 will equals to minus 3. My x2 will equals to minus 4. Hence, everybody, look at this. The roots of x raised to power 3 plus 5x squared minus 24 minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 are 2. X1 equals 2, x2 equals minus 3, x3 equals minus 4. While the factors of x raised to power 3 plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 are x minus 2, bring this 2 to the other side, that is x minus 2, bring this minus 3 to the other side, x plus 3, bring this minus 4 to the other side, x plus 4. So these are the answer. So thank you guys for watching. In our next tutorial video, we are going to be talking about reciprocal equation, which would have 4 power. Thank you guys.